Hey guys, this is Bubbleknight here. Welcome back to I believe this is the 13th part, if I'm not mistaken. On this, couple things I did. So on the relationship level, I kind of fixed up. I kind of favored Luke a little bit, picking up like we can compromise the area where he was gonna have a garage or something. So that kind of raised his relationship a little bit. So now I think we're good. Luke's probably not gonna die. We're gonna hope for our best, not gonna let anyone die. So let's do it. Lorraine and Hannah. Hannah and Lorraine.
Poor pathetic MariAnne. Work, work, work.
What the hell?
She'll work herself to death. See? She doesn't listen. That's all she did. Look at what happened to me.
They talk among themselves with cruel smiles and venomous tongues, or rather to themselves, 2 heads, 1 body. A whole mockery of these women, as if they're one and the same.
More's the pity. Life goes on and goes out, and she doesn't even see it. Do you think she'll even realize when she's kicked the bucket herself?
When they say a person has hard time telling when they're in a dream, it was true often enough. Even with this bizarre sight, even with the obvious implication that this isn't real, I can't help but feel distressed.
Likely.
Is that really Hannah? Which one's Hannah? On the left or right?
Is that any way to live at all? She might as well be dead.
Oh, it's one on the right. It's on the one on the left.
Cruel fate that she's alive and I'm... well...
Though they speak into each other's ears, tone low and hushed, I can still hear them as clear as day. Their whispers pervade the air, heavy and impressive. They bury and dig in my head like tiny maggots, worming their way into my skull. It is only then that they take notice of my presence. Eyes turn towards me, and I can only feel small under their scrutiny. What does that word say? Caricature smiles itch on their faces, mimicking each other's grotesquely.
Oh, MariAnne! How long have you been standing there, dearie? Come join us, MariAnne. We won't bite.
I'm sure.
Unless you ask, that is. Have you been looking at us? Spying? How scandalous. Such a naughty girl. I'm sure you were just waiting for something lewd to happen, weren't you? You know she will not admit it. She thinks it wrong. You've said it so yourself. Yes. She thought me wrong, impure, abnormal, because I loved her.
My breath, what the hell? Hitches, and I open my mouth to protest, but they stop me, screeching. They mirror that wholesome crack, lying spider across the surface.
Do not lie! We know the gluttonous thoughts you try to deny, girl. All those desires you bury beneath that sickening guilt. You act the martyr when you turn the bed you lie in into your own hedonistic hell. You are nothing but a tainted soul with filth-stained flesh held together by falsehood and pride.
They look livid, and when it looks like they will lunge, I wake up. I wake, feeling the wind has knocked out of me. With a groan, I squint and find a certain fluff ball sitting on my chest, looking as pleased as Punch. Oh, okay, it's just a cat. She's the oval lady of the cats, queen of despair and destruction of nice furniture. Though I can't stay mad at her majesty because it feels like she did something good this time. I was having a nightmare, but I can't even remember what it was about. Trying to recall leaves a terrible pit in my stomach. Maybe it's probably better that I don't remember.
Good morning, Baruthia. Who's a good kitty? Are you hungry? Is that why you woke me up?
A content purr comes from the sweet deer before she jumps off the bed and trots towards the kitchen. On the other hand, it takes me a bit more before I roll out of the bed and start my day. Mornings before work is always quite an affair. Shower first, and a mug of coffee and a bowl of oats. Sometimes I do stretches and always check my work email. The rice will be moving into the mansion today. I don't think the paperwork is officially done yet. but it isn't too far-fetched to think they weren't allowed to start their move. Despite that, rich people like them always find ways to get what they want, after all.
I'll be leaving you again today, Beth. So you behave and make sure not to shred up my new covers, okay? And don't worry, I didn't forget tomorrow is Black Cat Day, so I'll throw you a party.
What? There's a such thing as Black Cat Day?
But only if you behave like a proper lady.
She barely give me a glance as I say that before going back to her own food. Cats. Still better than humans most of the time. Too bad I have to work with humans. The place is already busy as soon as I get here. The foreman, the one I recommend to the rights for his work ethic, is early as usual. Already he's instructing the men here and there with the bigger loads. I have no choice to walk to talk to him as Mrs. Wright appears and greets me with a smile.
Mrs. Wright, I hope everything has been to your liking thus far.
Good morning, MariAnne. It has been delightful, and these men have been very helpful. Look at all this. It's so busy here. I'm getting tired just looking at them go.
Look at this.
No complications so far with the movers or the previous owners of the mansion, I hope?
If anything, the only one being problematic is Luke, if I'm to be honest. He can be such a diva, but I do like that about him.
She stops, looking at the upper landing when Mr. Wright comes through with two other movers in the mirror from the study.
Oh, do be careful with that mirror. We wouldn't want anyone getting hurt because of broken glass. Why are you even having it carried around?
Oh? You did say you didn't want the mirror, and I keep getting distracted by it. If I'm going to turn the study into my office, I'd rather not have it there. Where can we put this?
How about you throw it away? I bet the mirror has something to do with all these things.
Well, you are not putting it in our room. Why don't you go, I don't know, put it in the wine cellar for now? We can figure out if we'll store it in the attic or somewhere else later, yes?
That's a great idea. Put it somewhere where there's already a haunted place that's most likely to appear. And the mirror is gonna freak you out even more. We see how mirrors work in this game, right?
You heard her, boys. To the cellar it goes. Mush!
See? I want to tell you, the mirrors bring down the mirror one step at a time, no matter how much the man tells them to hurry. An unsettling feeling grows in my stomach as I see our reflection in the bloody thing. And I look away, not wishing to risk anything. If I see Lorraine's image in the mirror now, I wouldn't know what to do. What I'd do. I don't have to lose her privacy right now. I'm not going to break down in front of all these people. Mrs. Wright only shakes her head and laughs at her husband's antics as they take the mirror out of here. He's back, and at it again soon enough, pointing the man here and there. I say he's the man with the plan, but it sort of interferes with the layout design that we agreed upon before. I'm about to point it out, but
it's better you let him realize his mistakes on his own, rather than tell him of them. That way you do not get blamed for his actions. It is more fun, too, to tell him, how does they say it? I told you so, once he slips up.
Been working with him long enough to know that, huh?
it's not like I plan to make too much of a fuss, unless what he changes is actually crucial.
It happens often enough, when one is made to accompany him nearly all hours of the day.
Up, higher, come on now.
Still, he could at least be less pushy about things.
Careful now. I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned paintings. Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
It is surprising how hands-on he is compared to my usual clientele. Is that how you say it? Clientele? Well, the both of them are, actually. It's refreshing to have them participate, despite their initial reluctance.
Luke, do the dishwashers go into the kitchen or the butler's pantry?
Pantry, Buttercup. Careful, that's Emma. No, you there, put that down. You do not manhandle a Napoleon Abueva.
Abueva! He really needs to tone down the dramatic a notch. Mrs. Wright and the butler looks like they're used to it by now. But the rest of us, well,
Sweetie, why don't we go and sort your suits upstairs? Let your Hans and MariAnne and the foreman deal with the rest of the work.
We have this, Mrs. Wright.
Yes, please do go before a blood vessel bursts. Bloodstains are so troublesome to clean.
there's an obvious sense of relief as Mr. Wright is dragged out of the room, leaving the movers to do their work in peace. Some grumbling about even comes from some of the young workers. It's a good thing the family butler isn't some blind loyal tool to his boss, or there will be trouble with Mr. Wright.
He is such a bratwurst. Whiny baby who never got enough hugs from his mutter.
Man, what the heck is a mooter?
Probably lost in translation, and not that I'm condoning talking about someone else behind their back, but I think you meant to call Mr. Wright a horrible brat.
Well, he is that too. There are a lot of things I can call him, but I mean to say that he is a big weenie. A childish name for a childish person. Like a child, he whines when he doesn't get what he wants, and he breaks the toys that he has.
That gets a laugh from me, as well as a few of the movers who linger near. He and I carry boxes, extracting movers where they should be and generally taking over Mr. Wright's work. It goes on without a hitch, and the man is helpful, efficient and capable of physical labor, despite his clean-cut appearance. A gentleman to boot, taking boxes from me when he sees me struggling with them. Speaking of the boxes...
Hey, one of the boxes for the kitchen is missing. Has anyone seen it? The one with the pots and the knives.
The bratwurst had it brought upstairs, thinking it was for the attic.
Why would he... Oh, never mind. I'll go get it.
No, that's a bad idea. Don't do it. Oh no, why would you go back up there again? Why even bring a box of pots and knives to the attic? That man is ridiculous. There's probably no point in making sense of what he does if he does them just because he can. At least it turns out that I don't have to make it out all the way up there to the attic. The movers, probably on Mr. Wright's order, left the box on the stair.
At least it's not that heavy.
I managed to hoist it up without too much effort, but the time take me to do that is long enough for me to overhear some odd conversation I could. Never in my life imagined coming from a couple like the Wrights.
Mom, if you're not careful, I might go a bit loopy and I'll start bringing cats home. And soon enough, one day you'll find yourself going home to a farm just filled with felines that follow you everywhere.
Oh, don't bluff. The things would shred up your precious furniture. Besides, you don't even like cats.
True, true. Dogs are infinitely superior, of course.
But what about the wet dog smell? The mess. It's not cleaning up after a mutt, no matter how cute. If you think about it, a cat would be better.
For once I have to agree with Whiskey on this one, though I can live with Mrs. Wright being a dog person. But as amusing as the conversation might get, I really shouldn't cut the eavesdropping or slacking out the job. At most, I should be looking at ways of possible soundproofing in certain rooms, perhaps bring it up if they don't realize the lack of it. I really should save, like right here, and I really should move on because I don't want to. I just move on for now, right? Let's see the relationship. All right, nothing too much, right? What about the branching tree? All right. So if I keep listening. Oh no, that's over here now. We're over here now. Move on. Okay, I'm gonna move on. No matter how bizarre the conversation might get, I really must go. Not to mention, just standing here when I have no more reason to loiter just feels wrong. Besides, the magic word here is privacy, and I respect that. Keep it in mind. I won't have a guilty conscience filled with a brain with secrets of riches and famous in my hands. I'll take the stair 2 steps at a time if I wasn't in danger of getting stabbed by my baggage, and if nobody else was in the foyer. But the Johannas take the box from me. I only give him a small smile. There's no reason to gossip around the particular conversation of his employers, He's probably heard much odder things from them, and he doesn't seem to be a cat or dog person either. As soon as I follow him into the kitchen, he raised a hand to stop me.
Nine, I know you are very skilled in architect, and I have seen your work. But this shall be my kitchen, and I shall fix it according to my wishes. Yeah?
Kind of weird anyone would think that pots and knives are supposed to go anywhere but the kitchen, huh?
I assume he's gotten them confused. It wouldn't be the first time.
Confused? How does that even work? I understand covers, carpets, or even curtains getting mixed up. Hey, I'd even understand pots being mixed up with silver decor. But knives?
Oh, he has a collection of ornamental ones from his father. It takes them everywhere he goes, wherever he moves.
The father?
I guess that makes sense. A bit. Still odd.
He merely shrugs before going back to work. The movers work efficiently even when they are left alone, and do quick work of their responsibilities. The head foreman comes, standing in the doorway, to consult me on this or that, and I have to go help out every now and then. But they pretty much have everything up to standards. They skip lunch entirely, not even realize when they do so. Nevertheless, all is well as the butler gets up the heating up to the leftover bubble and squeak from the breakfast. It makes a generous batch of fish and chips for them. Most likely simple in comparison to what he serves to rice, but well done nevertheless.
That smells good. Want to wrap up some for me to go?
It's an idle observing more than anything. My thoughts, as they are, preoccupy me.
If there are any left. One can't go wrong with fish and chips. Everyone loves them. Even my husband. And he's American.
What? Even you? Oh, I feel like I'm playing a gay novel here. So, who's potentially gay or lesbian? Oh god. There's Hannah. There is MariAnne, and there is the butler, who might actually have a secret crush on Luke. Holy crap. I really do hate it so close up and personal with my clients. It's the distraction. It is obvious for me that I've gotten my priorities all wrong when I can't help but think about what I heard, what I learned about the Wrights couple. These things have a way of creeping out on the person. Thoughts, ideas, whether they are in fact or fiction. They creep up faster, crawl and rather than a way that twists. I hear giggle, delighting mocking. They creep up and in a sensation a finger ghostly breathed on my arm caused me to freeze and hiss.
Don't!
What? I have expect her to be there. Who?
Whoa, no need to scream bloody murder.
No, it's you.
It's just me. Quiet down before you break glass.
But it's just whiskey.
Don't do that again. Ever.
Maybe. I don't like being scarred, though I don't believe in the likes of spooks. Being startled is not top of the list of things MariAnne liked. Lucky for him, I have nothing within reach, where he would got into friendly terms with something like a rolling pin.
What was with that reaction? Were you really scared? Has Johann's been telling you ghost stories? He just loves to scare people. Isn't that right, Brother Gurium?
The butler expression is unreadable. I hardly see any emotion on his face to begin with since I started working for the Wrights. Aside from the vague amusement, there must have been something there though, judging from Mr. Wright's own content look. The expression on Mr. Wright's face is almost cruel. But neither of them spoke, even as the Johannas leave the room to serve the workers at their late lunch.
So, now that we're alone, MariAnne, what are you so jumpy for?
I was just thinking about all the urban legends the movers have been telling me about this place.
Don't tell me you believe in that tosh. They're nothing but tales made up to scare children. Timmy, Billy, don't you dare go up to that big mansion and get in trouble there. The ghosts are going to get you.
That's a boring way to look at it, but that's usually what it is anyway, no? Like I said, I was just thinking.
It would be a relief, if those rumors of this place being haunted is true. That just means I'm not going bonkers. Hearing, let alone seeing, a dead person isn't exactly a symptom of a healthy mind. Sure, it means there will be such things such as ghosts and goblins, but at least I'll be insane. On the other hand, there will actually be a dead girl walking around.
If you could excuse the inane question, Mr. Wright. You haven't noticed anything weird here?
A simple enough question on the surface. Yeah, I noticed the man's stiffest question leaves my mouth. I wouldn't have noticed it if I wasn't expecting his reaction intently. But in his eyes, I see something dangerous.
It depends on your definition of the word weird. Are we still on the topic of this place being haunted? Because no, things have not started to fly around and we have yet to require an exorcism. I don't think my head would like to do the whole 180-degree turn thing.
Well, maybe that, but no strange people?
Aside from my usually weird butler and all the weird men traipsing around touching my things? No, not really. Why do you ask? Have you noticed anyone strange while you were here? Because you must report it to Johans and he'll have security handle it. But these reports better not be about ghosts and things that go bump in the night. I don't want to waste manpower on the boogeyman or senseless witch hunts.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Wright. But no, it's nothing like that. I guess the mansion is just strange for me. It's a unique project.
No strange men or women lurking about then?
A dead teenager would technically qualify as strange. But yeah, the whole I see dead people thing isn't going over well.
None that I know of.
Well.
But I'll inform Johans immediately if something comes up.
I'm serious, Mint. You see anything, anyone suspicious, and you report it. Immediately.
I think that goes without saying.
The concern he have on the talk, security is quickly done. His arrogant smug smirk returns, if a bit subdued. Whatever swarmy remarks of Inude, he had the ready. I can't read today. Oh my god, never come through. As voice from the dining hall rings out.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah, I just freelance mostly for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least not all the time.
Oh, he's talking with Zach. Oh god, we picked the right choice. That'll be the magazine photographer, I would presume. As always, Mr. Wright talks in such a kind and cheery fashion. No matter who she's talking with, it certainly puts people at ease around her. It sounds like working on the photographer too. Hearing them though seems to put Mr. Wright in a sour mood. At least if his small crow is anything to go by. Is he jealous? I think so. Asking if he's alright, lighten the mood. We shall do. Is he alright?
Hey, are you alright there, Whiskey? You're looking
Okay.
like you need a serious drink.
Oh no, now we're toward Luke. Towards Luke.
What is it that you want to do then?
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
I'm fine. Just a bit winded from all that moving about. It's been a long day.
And the day's not over yet.
Nope.
So if you can excuse the bloodness, you either shape up to help or ship out back to your room and let us do the rest of the work.
He hesitates, eyes locked firmly on the door that leads to the dining hall. Even now, we can still hear Mrs. Wright and the photographer chit-chat between shots.
It's not my place to say this, but she really does seem to care a lot about you, you know?
There's no need to remind me of that.
A strange smile appears on his face before he shuts his eyes and sighs.
Tell the
Sighs.
workers that you're all dismissed early.
That's nice and all, Whiskey, but we really shouldn't just take off. Delays aren't a good thing when it comes to big projects like these. The sooner we tackle certain issues, the better.
And I trust you can take care of these issues another day. Don't make me ask again, Mint. Just tell the others they can go home early, and to not worry, they'll still get paid the remaining hours.
I don't know what prompted this. With the air he's putting on, though, I know better than to meddle and probe further. Besides,
Fine, you're the boss.
walking out the kitchen, I just accept the fact whatever he says will go while under his roof. Mrs. Wright and the photographer are still far too busy in the conversation to notice me, even if I walk my way through the dining hall. Besides, I didn't want to ruin their fun.
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Foncé very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Going to the foyer has stumbled me upon the family butler once more, who's also gay, who raised her brow at my presence.
And where are you off to in a hurry, Miss McCulloch? The foreman is looking for you.
The Bratwurst wants us off the clock. He's dismissing us early because of... Oh, I don't know.
Why is she pissed?
He just wants us out of here.
I'll go and call a cab for you then. It would be for the best that you leave when he asks you to.
I don't doubt it. My ride back to the city doesn't take too long to get here. Granted, there were some difficulties at first because the driver didn't know where the Ermengarde Mansion is. Ermengarde. He tried to have us hand over the GPS coordinates from our cell phones or some other technical bubble I didn't care about, but the butler didn't understand. But as soon as we told him that's the haunted mansion over the Anselm Hill village, he knew just the place. He finally headed over, a bit with some hesitation. All the way back to the city, the driver keeps on complaining about the place giving the willies. It gave me willies too. I would love to snap at him. But as soon as the thought occurred to me, another blossom in the front of my forehead in my mind. One that has somehow bothered me greatly, more than my exasperation over whiskey and this project, were wanting all of it to stop. There has been no Lorraine whispering over my ears today. Bursts. I find myself searching for it. Searching for her. Don't know how to pronounce those. Loose ends. Fucking bloody loose ends everywhere. I thought I've already moved past this year ago. And it does nothing to stop me curb my frustration. If anything, it only ensures that I wanted a stiff drink. And where else do I go to drink? Tuesdays are karaoke and Wednesdays improv. Usually it's those four guys who did hilarious games. The one with the Irish drinking songs are always a crowd favorite. Though I love a good laugh, stand-up comedy isn't my thing. And without Kim or Haruna or any other distractions, I end up drinking a lot more this time. And when there's several bottles of beer in me, I get really, really embarrassing. Are you gonna bring another guy into your apartment again?
Hey! G! Psst! G, come over here.
Oh God.
I need you for something.
It's a good thing that bartender is a nice fellow. I probably have kicked out the other places by now, or worse. If push comes to shove, all he would do is give me an easy smile and shake off his head, even when he's attending to other customers, just like now.
Give me a moment, will ya? I gotta go check on her.
Bartender G! We shall call you G. He's some Asian guy. What? What? Me? Asian guy? Oh, he even had the same hairstyle. Do you guys see him? I have the same hairstyle, except my hairs are longer. Damn it, I could be a bartender for this game. I'm pretty sure I've seen him here before a couple times, although he never talks to anyone except G. The girls used this is a different Asian guy. The girls used to be all over him too, but he always turned them away.
I'll be here. You go do that before she falls over.
It's you, Ash. I didn't. Okay, so Ash is Asian. Asian Joe. I'll be here.
All right. What is it?
Wait, hold on. This guy, that looks like the police chief. Are they reusing the sprites, or are they? Does he have 2 jobs? Oh my god.
Do you need someone to help you get home?
No, that's definitely the police guy.
Bartender, pour the wine.
I think that's enough alcohol for you, little missy. I'm cutting you off.
The wine comes back in my throat as he pulled my bottle away. I have no hope of getting them back once they are behind the counter. Even in my drunken mind, I don't dare to hop over for them. Because what little sense I have left knows I'd sooner take a floor dive than succeed in wresting a bottle from the sober man. But that doesn't stop me from trying to reach out with my arms like a stupid idiot anyway. He smiles and shakes his head, and just like I knew he would before going back to the other guy.
Right now, where were we? How you holding up, boy?
With no drink and no one to really chat with, I would have gone home or gone to sleep on the bar right there and then. But I'm not really to stand up and trying to trek back home just yet.
Same old, same old. I'm still on the Luxborn firm case.
Those blokes they talk about being in dark suits, whisking people into the night or some shit and all that. Didn't the media call it some ridiculous name in the morning news?
What is it this time? Wait, don't answer that. They've called it a lot of things. As long as people don't start running around claiming they're the Illuminati. So, what have you got for me this time, G? Anything good?
Slow down there. You haven't even told me what sort of deal and dosh we got. Who are you looking into this time?
Their talk would have interested me, but would have kept my attention if I give a damn. But in my current state, I can barely give 2 fucks about the thing going on around me. All these words are just buzzing, barely surfacing from the sea of sound that is the pub. And I would have stayed that way, perhaps even drowned, if didn't hear his name.
Luke Wright. You know the guy. And don't pretend like you don't, G. It takes a special kind of ignorant not to know who he is.
That smug blonde who likes throwing round his money. He was just here a few days ago, as a matter of fact. Great tipper, if you think him just dumping a wad of cash on the counter after having too much whiskey counts as tipping. Why are you asking? He dirty?
You have no idea, G. He's probably the worst sort you can imagine.
Luke fucking Wright. Fucking whiskey. Even without him around, I still hearing about the guy. What the absolute fuck? I'm sorry about the cursing, man. I'm just reading. Don't punish me. Despite this, I find myself getting up and saunter over to join them before I pipe up.
Is this smack talk about Luke fucking Wright I'm hearing, eh?
Private conversation here, lady.
There's only amusement on G's face. The Asian guy, he started to look ticked off as hell.
Don't worry, Holmes. She's clean. And she might be able to help you with your, predicament.
Course. A drunk's just stumbled through here with what I need. Get real, G. No offense, lady, but you're smashed.
I know, right? Nothing beats being drunk after a hard day's work. Especially when you're working for Mr. Luke Wright.
So, she works for the guy? Doesn't that make her, I don't know, suspect?
See, have a little faith in me, why don't ya? I don't have much, and you might as well have something to go off. You're the one who was so desperate to come running to me for business.
Yoo-hoo! Still right here, fellas. 5'11", can't miss me. Unlike Shorty over here.
I think MariAnne was a fun person to hang out with. It's like as a friend just to make fun of her to get her drunk.
What's it that mad look? You want to dance, boy? You don't look like you can bust a groove. Maybe a leg, but with that fancy coat of yours.
To add insult to injury, I moved directly behind him and used the top of his head as an armrest. What? When he shakes me off, I plop into a seat right next to him.
Don't try me. You can hardly stay on your feet.
Is Ash really that short?
We don't want to ruin your fancy coat, do we?
Ah, children, the both of ya. But you're still standing after all that, are ya? Matt, you see this giantess? She's a legendary regular here. Been treated like there's no tomorrow. I'm a bit jealous. Can't do that anymore or my liver will give out on me. Good with the mic, too. Don't see you much recently, but I guess you're always busy, aren't you? You're some fancy designer or something, if I remember correctly.
Wait, I know you. You were at the open house for the mansion.
Yeah, that's right. MariAnne I'm a famous interior designer extraordinaire. Ooh, that rhymes. Anyway, you guys were talking about that weenie Luke Wright, right?
Or something. Can't really talk about it. I don't even know if I can trust you, even if G said you're clean. But anything would be of help.
Well, I don't gossip about my clients, if that's all there is to this.
You wanted to gossip about him a few minutes ago, MariAnne.
And that was the beer talking, not MariAnne.
You won't mind if we ask the beer a few questions then?
She really reminds me of my friend. I have a friend just like that. It's way too funny. I should call her up.
Maybe. Depends on who's asking and what they're asking. But seriously, that guy is abso-fucking-lutely frustrating. One moment, he's an absolute dickhead. And then he's acting like an actual decent human being the next. I just can't figure him out. I can't imagine how that pretty wife of his can put up with him. If I were her, I'd dump his flat arse straight up.
I'm not just saying because I think Hannah's pretty or anything. Luke's a catch too. They both are. But I really cannot, for the love of all things holy, see how they would even work out together.
So, Luke Wright, have you noticed anything strange about him while you were working with him? Anything peculiar? Of note?
He tried to sleep with MariAnne.
You're the one being peachy right about now, Holmes. But nah, nothing that comes to mind off the top of my head. He's just like most rich, smarmy arseholes and then some.
A giggle bubbles up and I press my cheek against the cool countertop with my eyes shut tight just because. Eventually crack one eye open, just in case they thought I'd fall asleep. I grin at Holmes.
So, Holmes, I'm guessing you're some private detective or something. Is it Hannah? Did she pay you to look if he's been cheating or some such?
Hannah's the wife, right? What about her? How's she?
How is she or how is she? Well and good. Definitely the nicer of the two and sexy as sin to boot. Not a private detective then. Are you from one of them tabloids wanting to know if the Luke Wright doesn't know how to put his pants on right? Pants. I take the pants off of...
Here we go. Slipping. I haven't been this drunk in such a long time. It's a miracle I've been coherent for as long as I have been right now.
I'm asking you if you've noticed any odd behavior from her.
Odd you what? I wonder how she'd be drunk. I can just imagine her like the giggly sort.
Oh no.
What do you think?
These are serious questions, MariAnne. Lives might just be at stake here.
What do you expect? She's smashed.
Why am I even doing this? This is getting me nowhere, G. She's not a reliable source. The chief, let alone the courts, aren't going to take the word of a drunk. This'll be dismissed, and I might be in trouble if they try to argue that I coerced a testimony out of her. This is a fucking train wreck.
You're a fucking train wreck now, if you ask me. Maybe it's about time you apply the brakes and stop for a bit.
The wave of despair that comes over them both is palpable. If feelings had a taste, it'll be bitter than the beyond full. And it gets me thinking. Though thinking doesn't get me far with too much shite in my system.
You know that's not an option. Thanks for being patient, McCullough. Good luck with your work on that mansion.
Speaking of that mansion, there's something going on in that place. Something. As ocht day! No wonder Mr. Wright likes it so much. It's as fishy as he is. Rotten bloke. Maybe that Santos girl is really onto something, eh? Suspicious shite, I'm telling ya. Explains why she's so reluctant.
Shite.
What do you mean that Santos girl is onto something?
Before I can get another word out, there's a hand on my shoulder and everything started to spin. I quickly slap his hands away, the best I can, and send him the foulest look I can muster.
Take your hands off me, pipsqueak. I'm not a lady who's shaken or stirred unless you want me up chucking on your pretty hair. But it's just like I said. Are you sure you aren't brain damaged or deaf? Santos girl from BRC showed us this creepy letter. You know, just like those spam stuff you get in your emails. And we thought it was some joke or that the girl was just a bit too green to handle a big sale like that. You should have seen the look on their faces when they saw it. Whiskey, that's Luke fucking right, you get me? And the missus didn't look too happy either. I should have taken a picture and posted it everywhere. When rich snobs give you that face, no wonder the Santos girl went all mental on us. Working with them does that, you know? I think I'm about to. I'm not mental yet, am I? Anyway, just like I said, in that man... Hey, you okay? Holmes? You're looking a bit shaky yourself there.
And he really is pale. Paler than before at least. I can see the gearing turning his head on overtime. Wait, Ashton Frey, Detective Inspector. Oh, there's his phone number. Go ahead and feel free to email and, you know, I wonder if those are real. Suddenly he shows a card in my hand. On it says Ashton Frey and his number. But his second thought is he grabbed it from me and slipped into her pocket.
You're cute, pretty boy. But I prefer blondies.
Oh boy.
Well, you're not exactly my type either, lady. But listen to me. If something comes up, don't do anything rash. If you think you're in danger or if you see anything suspicious, call me and the authorities as soon as possible. You understand me? That's 99...
I know what the damn emergency number is.
Right, 999. Good. Anyway, I have to run. See you, G.
The guy is quickly on his feet, already up and at him, as soon as numbers leave his lips. Watching him maneuver through the crowd of the other pub is enough to tire me out. Fast as he can, he's at the door to throw us a smile, and that's all we get before he's gone. Just like that.
Oi, what about your drink, boy? I'll go put it on your tab then.
Holmes boy always like that, G?
Pretty much. But what about you? I suppose I'll put your drinks on your tab too. Don't want you to spill your wallets when you look like you're close to spilling yourself.
Yeah, and if it's fine by you, I think I'll go take a bit of a cat nap here. Just for a sec or two.
Go right ahead. I'll wake you when I close up shop.
Upon playing as sleepy things, I doze off the spot, face pressed on the counter. Already I dreaded praying that I've been asleep in such a position. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, you two again. What's going on?
Oh, MariAnne! How long have you been standing there, dearie? Come join us, MariAnne. We won't bite. Unless you ask, that is.
Not I can get much sleep to begin with. Alright, now we're back here. Do people ever have the feeling they're working with something that they really enjoy, but still eventually tires them out? Because honestly, I've been feeling like this.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, MariAnne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Though moments like these make all the hard work worth it. Definitely.
Well, I can't take all the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
We're only about halfway done, but the honest satisfaction on the client's face is enough for me to push through. Let's face it, in between my exasperation at Mr. Wright's antique and her, I've been burning the candles at both ends. I can't even close my eyes without seeing a dead girl's face. Dead girl. Dead. She's dead. I have to keep reminding myself of that. Bury my feelings as deep as they've buried her body, 6 feet under. I shouldn't waste so much time on someone who's supposed to be gone. I wasted so many years thinking about her already. There should be no need to bother myself with the dead, when I should be bothering myself with the living. Too bad the living are usually as complicated, if not more, than ghosts of the past.
But don't you have a party?
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see.
How?
That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
I find that hard to believe. It's even more complicated when the living in question is a pair of riches and the famous social, at least, way past their honeymoon phase. I've somehow roped into being in a relationship with a counselor.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit how do they say it? A rough patch.
Oh, bet that's the police.
His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But, if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives.
Why she thinks a single woman like me would be the best source of relationship advice is beyond me. Still, I talk and answer to the best of my abilities. Without even realizing it, I've already poured out a part of me that I had thought was long gone. I like to believe my worst would still be some help to Mrs. Wright. If I'm honest though, there are of some help to me, like some weight have been taken off my shoulders. Lorraine.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, MariAnne.
The way what happened to her hasn't left me yet, did it? Maybe.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you.
Okay, wow, we've been doing really good. I seem to favor Luke now.
You need to say hello to the Lees at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
Maybe it's about time I change that.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Though I shouldn't dwell on the dead, I shouldn't just callously forget about them too. Saying that I have work left to do is an easy enough excuse to make. I know how people see me. They see me as someone who is obsessed with their craft, that she would so easily miss things like a party for it. Outside the parlor, people hurry about here and there in preparation for Wright's grand housewarming party. None spare me a glance as I slip past them, each working on their appointed roles and not daring to slack out while they work for what's probably the most powerful couple in Luxmore. I make it through the kitchen with these, the wine cellar being my final destination. But when a great task is ever simple, probably never. And this is a great task, isn't it? My greatest one, yeah, it's worth of being called a guest. I'm not acting as MariAnne McCullough, but a professional interior designer when I choose to lie about being too busy for a party. I am MariAnne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points of wisdom and 8 points of charisma. Just think of it like that makes it a bit cheesy, but it helps with the fear. It helps overcome this insane thought that I'm actively seeking out something that has been plaguing me for years. I might face my worst nightmare, or I might see nothing and find myself imagining grand quests fall flat. And who would have thought the gatekeeper of a final quest would be someone I thought would be a valuable ally?
Schnell! Hurry up, you snails! We are on a deadline and you are wasting my time!
The butler comes in from a cell into the kitchen, tailed by a couple others, people who I assume are most likely chefs and bartenders. He raised a brow, seeing me just standing there by the hatch. By the trapdoor, it almost looks like he's going to throw me out for being in the kitchen without permission. But then, he's in motion for others to disperse and familiarize themselves with their surroundings. Meanwhile, he continues to stand there, preventing entry to the darkness beyond.
What are you doing here, Fraulein? This is not the place for guests or in an architect right now. I request you leave.
I was just looking around for any last-minute things, yes?
Yes, you have been doing that a lot. Looking around, snooping about. Now is not the time for such things. If you're not careful, people might think you are up to something.
Drink? The looks he gave me as he says this is almost chilling. If the life was a game book, he'd probably be the true neutral warlock guarding the treasure room. A difficult opponent to beat with 9 points of wisdom and 8 points of dexterity.
Well, I'm not done yet. I actually need to go into the wine cellar. Just need a quick go at the place. So just don't mind me. I'll be out of your hair soon enough.
Go outside, enjoy the party. Bask in the praise and adulation they will no doubt shower you with when the madam speaks highly of you. Surely you've had enough of this stuffy old kitchen by now. You do not want to cause trouble. Both the bratwurst and Hannah want this to be perfect. It would be a disservice and a disrespect to toe out of line and risk it being anything otherwise. And more importantly, I will be blamed for any failure that happens tonight.
He intervened, almost turns me away. Maybe this is I'm not meant to seek Lorraine out. Why would you seek her out the basement? But
please, it's really important.
Oh no.
15 minutes. 9, 10 minutes. Any longer and I'll pull you out of there myself. The bratwurst will be furious if he thinks anyone is touching his precious wine without his permission.
Thank you. This seriously means a lot.
He steps aside, begrudgingly. At this point, it looks like there's no turning back. The cellar greets me ominously as I descended. This space feels smaller, with a lot more bottles looking the wall compared to before. And knowing what might be waiting for me here makes me think worse. The mirror had to move from the study is my goal. I did not return it after my initial discovery, but I thought of Lorraine and how much I want to see her again, even just for one more time, keeps coming back to the mind. What? Why? As I walk through a cellar, I have to stop when I feel something crouch beneath my feet. While there are a few bottles left behind were now nothing but glass under my heels. Perhaps dropped by one of the many chefs and bartender, but the butler had escorted through here before and made a downright mess in the red slick pulling from the remnants of the good drink. And how dark this place is. A person with a dark enough imagination can usually mistake it for blood. I can't help but think it is, despite the logical explanation that had come to my mind, only because of what I am about to do. It's merely a momentary distraction as I continue to the end of the cellar where the mirror stands. Propped up on the far wall, it gleams innocently while pretending to be a simple and ordinary mirror. How morbid to think this thing can show a person their deepest, most desperate desires, and then twist it to an image so dark. That's what I had seen that day. Though I had Lorraine many times, I had only seen her with this frame. I wonder if people had discovered it before. How many were wasted away in front of it, and armored, and how many were frightened away by what they saw. As I stand there before now, nothing. I can barely see my own reflection in this darkness.
How does this even work? Mirror, mirror on the wall? Something? Anything?
You should get out of there right now. Nothing. Touching a surface doesn't make it magically activate or anything like that. There's no sudden surge of power. I'm not suddenly granted sight. It stays what it is, a mirror. Was Lorraine's appearance in the mirror all sort of fever dream? Am I really burned with guilt and despair that my mind would eat itself in my distress and have me hallucinate such things? Either way, just going here with some crazy obsession for a girl long gone must warn me to trip to the doctor. Already, I feel ill. After a few more minutes, in the hope that something would change, I turn around to leave. I could just go back to Sierra like nothing ever happened, perhaps drop by the party for some... I'm not gonna pronounce that word. Then go home and collect myself. Besides, Mrs. Wright expected me and I
Going to leave me again then, are you?
I stepped my track, but I didn't turn back. I don't turn back. As much as it pains me, I don't look back. If I'm just hearing her again, desperately and delusional, and I look back to see nothing, I don't want to give myself false hope. But when I feel the finger around my wrist pulling at me, I look back in shock. My first thought is, how in God's name is this possible? And the second is, Lorraine. Her hands are cold.
Are you that mad at me that you're just going to ignore me, MariAnne?
I don't know what to say, and I can only stare at her or wonder. She stands there in the mirror, with only arms extending outward for my sake. I look around, the hands still holding my wrist, and as she sees me looking at it, moves it so that our hands are intertwined. Our fingers weave together. Seeing her there, feeling her touch made I'm not crazy. Though, however, impossible and unexplainable this is all to me right now. It just takes my breath away. Pulling her out of there is tempting. I can imagine doing so with ease. We can be together again, Lorraine and MariAnne, like nothing had ever happened. But that would be a that would be all of a great big lie, wouldn't it?
What? Pack out your tongue? Don't just look at me like that. Say something.
You're a ghost. Even if this thing with magic portal that can bring back the dead, that doesn't erase anything. Just looking at her, still a young teenager while I'm already a grown woman, serves me no other reason than to break the illusion that blinds me. If I see her twice now, always behind that mirror. If this is real, if this isn't some delusion, then why can she only exist behind the glass?
You have no idea how happy I am to see you. It's been so long.
You don't look happy.
I really am happy. But at the same time, I can't help but think about what happened to you.
And what does that mean? What are you saying?
She gives me this particular look, and before my eyes, she moved a step out the mirror. In turn, I wrench my hand from her and takes a step back, almost as if I am afraid.
I don't know how this is possible, but whatever this is, it isn't real. You can't be real.
I'm right here, aren't I? What other proof do you need?
No, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. But even with all that, you can't be real. You just can't. I saw your body. I helped bury you.
Oh boy.
You're dead.
Run out the door right now. A deep hurt crossed her face, and it just breaks my heart in two, seeing her wear that expression.
Burying me wasn't the only thing you did. Don't you dare lie. But I'm going to be the bigger woman, aren't I? Let bygones be bygones. I'll forgive you, as long as you stay with me, MariAnne.
What?
That's why you came down here, right? To find me?
That was the plan. I came down here looking for her for closure. But this isn't just closure. This is something entirely. I don't think I would be forced to make such a choice. Wait, what? Okay, so the obvious choice, if I stay, I'll probably be killed. I just got a feeling, but let's do it anyway, just to see what's going on. I really do want to stay with her. Getting tired of pretending or lying to myself, and the fact that I'm admitting this to myself all the time bring blight that Lorraine is right about me along. I should have listened to her.
Lorraine! You're dead! How can we even stay together?
I know. And it's your fault, isn't it? You tore us apart. But now, you can put us back together again.
That I have the choice to fix what I've done to us, then who am I to do otherwise?
I'm so sorry. I must look like a right mess.
I'm here, Em. I'm here now, don't you worry. Come here.
It takes everything I have not to tear up at the sight of her. Tear up. She reaches out, slipped her finger through mine before pulling me away the tunnel and towards the mirror. A reflection, a grown woman, a teenager barely past her prime. It's a bizarre light to this whole scene.
I can't imagine how you've been so alone all these years. I left you, Lorraine. I didn't mean to, but that's what I did. I don't even know if you can ever forgive me.
Don't cry. Doesn't suit your pretty face. Besides, I don't have to be alone anymore, do I? You're here for me, aren't you? You'll never leave me again, will you?
My mouth goes dry as she looked at me. This isn't a plan. This isn't closure. Yet her hand in mine makes me believe that this is real. She is real. And that's all that matters, nothing else.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't dare leave you.
You swear you won't leave me?
I swear to God, I won't, Lorraine.
Though her smile remains, I can only describe her expression as sad. She walks around till she stands behind me and wraps her arm around my wrist. I nearly crumble how I am in her arm once more, and when she pulls me the chin and crook my neck, I can feel her hot breath on my neck. I am filled with both joy and grief. The scent of chocolate, almonds, honey, and beer surround me. My first taste of love, the love that I denied. It had been so bittersweet.
God's not the only one you're making promises to, MariAnne. Swear it to me. Or, even better, prove it to me.
I'll stay forever with you, Lorraine. I swear it to you.
Ah, shit, this is the bad ending.
How do I even prove it to you?
Simple.
She pressed something in my hand. A large glass jar from the wine bottle. Oh no.
You join me.
Oh no.
Die for me.
Do I have another option?
Lorraine. That's... How can I?
How can I even do such a thing?
There's no need to be scared. I'll be here for you until the end, MariAnne. Even if you hadn't done the same for me. But that's the only way I can forgive you. The only way we can be together again.
Oh. Oh God, no, no. She guides my hand, raising the glass jar. My own hands are weak. As my will, I can only bare my neck to do. Oh God, no. There's no reason, no self-preservation. I blindly welcome my own death. I still will lead to my own salvation. Feel nothing at first, other than the glass touching my skin like cures until a slight stinging sensation blooms my neck. The pain sears burn like nothing I felt before. Every breath intensified the feeling. If I want to cry on screen, I can only cough as a slick, metallic taste coats my tongue. The most I can do beyond that is grasp while calling for name.
Lorraine.
Cold and weak, I grow worse by the second. I cough and oh no, I don't want to do this.
Now. It'll be over soon.
Damn it.
Really soon.
Damn it. This moment of doubt. Is this the... Alright. Wait, you unlock a memory fragment? What the hell is this? Oh no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go back. Shit, dude. Alright, we're gonna leave. Closure, that's what I came for. Whatever this is, it might must be a devil's trick. It might also make use of it, right? I say nothing at first for the fear of anchoring whatever phantom this is. I take Lorraine's hand and bring it to my lips, pressing a kiss to her knuckles. She takes it as some sort of invitation to pull me along, to step back in the mirror until only her hands extend.
I should have been more honest back then, both to you and myself. I know it's too late. I'm sorry. But
the thought of being the dead did not agree with me, not one bit.
I can't stay with you.
So what? You're going to leave me for some old trophy wife? That's it, isn't it? You're going to leave poor Amy Lorraine and go after the next rich, pretty blonde that you see.
This is a mistake.
All these years, guilt has been my driving force. I felt so guilty for what I did, what I didn't do.
She thinks that she can guilt me into being complacent, but she realized otherwise. I pulled my hands from her. And going back to the look of anger on her face, an anger that runs cold, she did not like the fact that I'm not some puppet on the string. Had she chosen to work carefully, I would have accepted whatever punishment Lorraine chose to give me. Guilt had run my life and might have been very well ended, because I deserve it.
But what I did to me. The blood in my hands is mine, not yours.
Whoever the shadow is, my gut tells me she's not Lorraine. Yet I keep talking as if she is.
I broke your heart, not your neck.
Don't you dare deny it! It was your fault!
Because I loved you more than I dared to admit? Yes, that was my fault. But I never meant to hurt you like that.
Despite my words, no matter how sincere they are, she appears angry. Enraged, in fact. It's been years since I saw the face. Even now, the memories still itch deeply in my mind. The hurt, the tears, and the hate spilling from her eyes that day. The moment I rejected her. Rejecting myself for who I am. And she definitely will hate what I am about to do next. To my left, a wine racker. And from here I take a bottle and prayed all the saints that I can remember for all my sins and every hurtful words that I've uttered. Hurtful words for what I'd driven to her that day. What forced her into.
What are you doing?
I do it without thinking twice. Quickly, before I can hesitate, I grab a bottle and send it straight towards the mirror. Good job! Showers of bottle in the mirror sent flying everywhere as Lorraine's scream echoed in the cellar. Bitter, searing, like every wound and accusation she hurled at me. They have never left me. I doubt they ever will. But with this, I can move away from her. Live my life as I should, free from the burden. Her burden. Because the Lorraine I know, the real one, the person I love, would never want me to carry this to my death. As screaming dies down, I can't help but mutter weakly.
It's done. It's done. Oh, Lorraine. Forgive me, Lorraine.
I take some time to compose myself, breathing in and out. Stepping down, the tremor is still racking my hand, straightening out my jacket and fixing my hair. All in a weak attempt to return myself to someone resembling my normal self. This will probably be easier to do with a mirror, but I likely won't be able to stand looking at one for a long time.
Well now, I should probably go back up there. Party to attend, rich socialites to do business with, and food to eat. Mrs. Wright will be happy if I make some time for it anyway.
Yep, one last time, to the shattered glass beneath her feet.
I'm sorry, Lorraine. May you see God's light on the path.
Turning around to leave, with a good this time, the uneasiness smile on my face falls as I see the Lorraine whole and well.
Come on, Mac. You really didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You get bonus points for trying.
Oh shit.
But you should know an 8 in charisma is not enough to turn undead.
She advanced towards me, backing me against the wall. I can't even reach for another wine bottle without putting myself within her reach. Despite my earlier bravado, I don't think she'll be able to exist at all without the mirror. Can you blame me though? It's not like I'm expert on the supernatural.
That's not... You shouldn't be...
What? After the mirror? Did you think just moving on will erase what you did to me? You're nothing but a murderer, MariAnne. A murderer!
Stay back. You're not real. Leave me alone. Stop! I'm trying to move on with my life, so why won't you let me? Please! Just get out of my head and leave me be!
Trying to find an exit, there's a click. The next thing I know, I've fallen back into darkness. What? What? I fall on my back and the door slammed shut behind me. In a daze, I look around wearily as I find myself in another room entirely. On the other side of the wall, some sort of secret passage perhaps, an underground tunnel that has has me worried and frightened. It also proves that the oddity of the mansion floors are a lot more than just the little discrepancies. I expect Lorraine to jump off from me in the darkness at any time. A breeze blowing through the tunnel doesn't relieve me though. At the idea there's still a way to escape should that happen, that there's a better way of being trapped on the ground with only God knows what that was. A funny thought comes to my mind as I start walking to where the exit might be. I think about how Mrs. Wright would be disappointed if I didn't show up to the party. I imagine how furious Mr. Wright would be for breaking one of his wine bottles. Even Johanna's reaction comes to mind, though I don't really know with that guy. One thing's for sure, that I would be calling Kim or Haruna for a drink as soon as I get out of here. Oh shit! That noise has me worried. Oh boy, a ghastly thing, a corpse woman leans on the wall. Her arms and limbs, almost every inch of her lithe body, is peppered with wounds and rotten flesh. And it's then the putrid smell of blood and gore hits me, making it so that I don't even question how I missed in the first place.
How long has this been here? Oh, that smell. Oh, you're a nasty one, aren't you?
I flinch as the thing twitches. Oh hey, what's going on? As soon as I open his eyes and look at me with a smile, there's nothing in my mind but horror. I break into a run. I try to keep running no matter how much my leg and feet screaming on top of me to stop. I keep going when I look back and see nothing of her anymore because I can still hear her. The scampering of her feet, the words that she's trying to form with her bloody mouth, and the painful sounds of her bone grinding against each other as she moved closer and closer to me.
How long are these damn tunnels?
There's a split second I knew where that thing is right behind me. A strange sensation creeping over my limbs when her presence loomed over me. Then, suddenly, I can't even do anything before I'm yanked by the hair and pulled back. Still, I struggle up to the moment I throw to the side like a ragdoll. I hit the ground on my side, and musty smell of old hate reaches me, the only indication I'm still alive.
Please don't hurt me.
My body hurts and I keep my eyes shut tight, afraid of what might happen
What's
next.
wrong, MariAnne? Are you really afraid of little old me?
What? This only dread seeing how she's followed me even here. She looms over me, backs me further into the cell that was thrown in.
Please. It's so cold. I don't want to be alone, MariAnne. Why won't you stay with me? Why would you leave me? Why?
What are you?
Oh. Okay. Lorraine turns and shifts from that thing before. And with that, the same gruesome grin takes a step forward towards the cell. Towards me. I barely scrambled. Wait, what's that? When the door to the cell slams shut and it's just me standing there staring. Shots for help ring out in the tunnels, but none of them are coming from me. I'm more paralyzed and shocked by what's happening. My throat tightens at being fooled by the image of Lorraine at the thought of being trapped down here. So then, where?
Help me, oh help me! Are you getting all this on camera, Carl?
Oh, what the?
Yeah, but are you going sure this is a good idea? We're breaking and entering here. Don't worry, the owners of this place haven't been here in a long time. Look at this thing, though. It has writing in blood like some cheesy 80s horror prop. Wait, I have an idea. Oh man, that's genius!
What kind of butthead would even take this thing seriously? Maybe we can stick this in Rowan's backpack. That's Juarez kid would panic.
Did they make this?
What? Spit it out! Behind you!
Oh shit. Oh, there in the corner of the cell, digital camera come flickering to life, and the video has been played back to the screen. It's so hard to even consider paying any attention to it when it lives online. My life's online, but when the ghost doesn't move, the teenager mocks, shouts, "Help me!" filled the cell. I just had to watch. what I seen students, judging by the same grotesque uniforms, they were holding. In that thing, the woman, she. Oh, what the? Did you guys see that? Is that Lady Ermengarde? Oh shit. Alright, so I don't think we got a bad ending on that. Let's check, alright? Let's check. Okay, so my ratio with Ashton is sort of not well right now. Let's get that up. Okay. Oh, all these are locked. I wonder why is it I can see the ending from before. And with her, there's only one ending. Yeah, there's only one ending for her. Like, there isn't exactly like a split. So I think she'll be saved either way. Like, she's one of the ultimate main characters, maybe. Oh, yeah, actually, let me see the MariAnne's. So at the end, there's actually... why is it this locked? Stay. Yeah, stay, you go to... what? There's another path if you stay. It may go to the other one. Why is that? But we end up... wait, I want to stay. I want to move on. What? Alright, this is weird. Alright, so I think we survived India 1 Avarian B. So I think we survived. I mean, so far everyone's been living, and Zach is still live too. I wonder what this is though. Damn it! There's so many routes I could take with all these routes. And Hannah's not supposed to die, but actually there's an event. Ending 3. What? So you tell me there's an ending 2 and 1 for him? Okay, well, yeah, I probably will have to go back and show all the endings. But anyways, that's all the time I have for today. And
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
let me just save right here. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys, and thank you guys very much for following me on this series. I know I've been speaking very poorly, but I had a like I told in the beginning, like many of my videos, I had a speaking problem. I think I still do, but by talking to you guys and doing this, I feel like I got a lot better. So really thank you guys for this. Really, I can probably never pay it back, but it's but thank you guys very much. Peace out, guys. Thank you.